Good people, good evening, or good morning, or good day, wherever we find you on your particular line in the hemisphere. As it turns out, you've found Soarin and Scratchin. I happen to be Evil Chicken, my partner in crime over there.
That makes me the Eagle fan. Welcome! Welcome again. I am taking Mr. Evil Chicken back to begin again, open mic. This is Chen doing a cover of How Do I Say Goodbye? Now, warning ahead of time, content warning, there might be tears. This is a very emotional song. And I think it's going to hit both of us
I
for
okay,
potentially similar reasons.
okay.
So,
Man, this would be
we,
an episode unto itself.
all I
Music
can
that
say
really
is
moves you.
we've both gotten a similar call, I believe. And I'll leave it at that.
Damn
So,
it.
are you ready?
The answer's yes.
Okay, this is more begin again. I have gotten him hooked over there on this, and I'm
That's
very happy
phenomenal.
of that. Let's go.
Holy morning, there's a message on my phone. It's my mother saying, darling, please come home. I feel the worst, but how could you leave us all behind? And there's so much to say, but there's so little time. So why do I say goodbye to someone who's been with me for my whole damn life? You gave me my names and the color of your eyes. I see your face when I look in mine. So how do I say goodbye when I couldn't? You always saw the best in me. Right alone, you were always on my side. But I'm scared of a life without your light. And I saw no way to look into your eyes.
Okay, that'll be the only pause. I'm sorry. My
It's
my,
nothing to be sorry about.
my
There's
eyes are
absolutely,
leaking already.
absolutely nothing to be sorry about. Um,
Thought, sir.
well, we certainly see where this is heading. Um, and my 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 thought is this: um, we stand on the shoulders of giants, and I am thankful for that. And
Well said.
we we're here for each other, but we're on loan to each other. So if there's something that's been bothering you, if there's something that you need to say to someone, nay, we implore you, go say it.
Yes.
Because time doesn't care. But we should.
Yes.
So make amends. Say what you need to say. And live as happily as you can. There you go.
Very well stated, sir. Let's watch the rest. I will continue leaking from my face here probably, but let's keep going. I do apologize.
Nothing to apologize for.
And I promise if you go, I will make sure she's alright. So how do I say goodbye to someone who's been with me for my whole damn life? You gave me my names and the color of your eyes. I see your face when I look at mine. So how do I say goodbye? And there's no way you could ever let me down. Got no serious sometimes inside again. You always be my closest friend. And someday we are gonna make it out. Just hold the line. Just hold the line. So how do I say goodbye to someone who's been with me for my whole damn life? You gave me my names and the color of your eyes. I see your face when I look at mine. So how do I say goodbye? So how do I say goodbye?
Wow. Yep.
Okay, that was very powerful. Very
Yeah.
beautifully sung. I know
Huh.
we've both gotten similar type of calls or discussions
Oh, yeah.
in our past. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember coming home from work and hearing that my father was in the hospital. And within 12 hours of that, he was gone.
We were on the senior trip, you and me, and we got back, and my mom was there to pick me up, but my dad wasn't. And because he was in the hospital, he had been diagnosed with a malignant brain tumor. And, uh, hey, we're on loan to each other, as I said, but death happens. And how we approach it is so important because it makes everything else so precious. You know?
Yeah.
Count your blessings. And you'll find that you might be luckier than you actually think you are. It's no secret. We've mentioned it before. We both had brushes with near-death experiences. You, Eagle fan, with your heart, and me with my throat cancer, and we both have people that depend on us, and it's part of the process,
Yeah.
you know. So tell those people who depend on you that you depend on them as well, and that you love them.
And vice versa. Tell people that you depend on.
Oh yeah, that's what I was getting at.
For our younger audience who aren't as old as us.
Yeah, yeah.
Who have a more robust
They have more days ahead. They have more days ahead than perhaps
members.
we may.
Yes,
but
we are both, well, kind of last of our line family members. We're the old guys.
How about that? When dinosaurs walked the earth.
Yeah.
That's us. but that's okay. That's the way of things. We have we have families, we have kids that we absolutely adore, and hey, we pass the baton to them, and in turn, someday they will pass it to their kids. Um, but hey, that's the way of things.
If
But
if you think
you
either
know,
of us are having grandkids.
holy crap, you're not wrong there. I'm like, please, just go have some sex. but, but no, our
No,
grandchildren that much to ask for.
leave the condoms at home.
Listen, here we go. I take a pen. Here, use this one, or two, or three. Anyway.
We're joking.
No,
We're joking.
we are joking. Believe me. um, but hey, life is precious. Time is precious. Um, Warren Zevon, when he died, he knew he was dying, and he wrote a great album. And one of the main thrusts of that album, one of the thoughts, one of the songs is enjoy every sandwich. In other words, enjoy every mundane moment because it passes.
Yes, it
And
does.
I don't want to sound negative or anything, but enjoy the friggin' moment.
Damn it.
Damn it. What do you
Yeah,
think, Eagle fan?
I agree with all of that. It goes quickly. I, my oldest was watching her friend's child for a night, who I think is like maybe 3-ish. I
Right.
just know that the day after I got a phone call from her, and the
Yes.
first thing she said is, "I'm never having kids."
Yeah, one of the best forms of birth control is babysitting. There's no doubt about it. Yeah.
Yes.
My kids ran into that too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, here we are. We are enjoying life as best we can. Except for him over there, he doesn't want to go to a concert with me in a couple weeks. It's
Oh, it's okay. There'll be other concerts. I have a good feeling about that.
I'll discuss
At
more
least
about that
I'm
with you
banking
after
on
this.
that. Oh gosh. So
So,
yeah, good stuff. Good
yes.
stuff. It's important to reflect on such things because as somebody, a wise man once said, how we approach death is as important as how we approach life. And that man was James T. Kirk.
See, I thought a wise man said, "Only fools rush in."
There we are. Know what I mean? Yes, I do.
So, thank
There
you
we
guys
are.
for joining us. If you have anything you want to discuss, need to get off your chest, let us know down below. We are here. And if you're going through anything, just know that there are people out there to talk to, and there are people who will understand. And
We're here for each other,
yeah,
and that's
I,
that's the best way to be.
I know loss
So
and
whatever you,
potential loss can trigger a lot of bad emotions and even depression type symptoms. So don't
true.
let that get to you.
I think you bring up a good point. The idea that don't be afraid to talk to somebody, and don't be afraid to cry.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to express yourself. Um, you know, sometimes people will come up and say, "Is there anything I can do?" Um, they mean well, but the simple fact of the matter is, It's something we all have to do on a one-on-one basis.
Yeah,
And grief actually is just the absence of the love that you share, and that's what you feel. So,
that's beautiful. I
nah, nah,
completely agree on the idea where you're saying if you need to cry, cry.
cry.
I went through the longest time where I would not allow tears out of my eyes because it's not what you do. We kind of grew up in that Gen X,
Yeah,
post boomer level of suck it up and deal with it. And at least that's pretty much what I was taught the entire time. And I remember, like, when you were going to college and learning for uh, your profession, and a lot of the classes and stuff that you had, and even the classes I had back in college related to
right.
psychology and stuff, even though I wasn't going for anything related to that. I was at the point back then where I'm like, that's useless stuff. Nobody needs that. Go talking about stuff. Just deal with it because it's what I was taught for all of that time. And I remember growing up in the 80s having, I have something called Marfan syndrome. Look it up, check it out, make sure you're good. You don't have it. You don't want the surprise of Marfan syndrome, which is what led to my heart. That wasn't a surprise for me because I was having it monitored. But if I wasn't having it monitored, I would have been in for a surprise at some point in time and not one that I would have wanted. So, what was I even saying? Now I forget what I was saying. But I remember not crying, telling myself I'm never going to do that again. Because back in that day, come on, I thick glasses and looked like half the people from Revenge of the Nerds. So back in the 80s, I was a target. I understand. I know that. The school we went to was full of a bunch of just, wannabes who apparently, for a couple of them, I had my own personal bully from kindergarten through practically 12th grade that just got on my nerves constantly. But during that, one of the things that happened is I actually got injured, and I remember crying. I was, I don't know, probably 10, maybe 11 at the oldest. Probably not. Actually, probably not even that. Probably more like 10 at that point.
Uh-huh.
And basically, what had happened is, the jungle gym that was there. I was
Yes.
at the jungle gym. I had my hands up here. My feet were on the things down here. Well, this person came up, grabbed my feet, and pulled them back. So I'm holding on for dear life here because I'm like, if I fall, my head's going to hit the bar down there. And then they let go. So my legs came down and smacked right on the bar there, and that hurt like hell. So I remember crying, and I remember being teased, and I just remember telling myself, never again. And somehow I was able to flip that switch. And all the way up until that time when my father had died. At that point, I only
Right.
shed tears in private by myself, no one else around. I did that prior to everything happening, after going there, seeing him coming back, and then before he had passed,
Right.
but not shedding a tear after that because I had just, build up that wall that, like, nope, I can't look, I can't look weak. It's like, you know what? Now I'm like, I don't care. I am what I
Yeah.
am. I'm going to be who I am, which is a human being.
Exactly.
And
Uh, we're
I've
full-grown men at this
gotten
point, and
past a
yeah,
lot of that just toxic crap we were taught growing up. And I'm so
yeah.
happy about that. That is the
Well,
best thing in my life right now, knowing that I've gotten
You're honest.
past all
You're
of
honest
that
with your
shit.
feelings, and you know, that's an important thing. We all grieve differently. Um, it's odd. It's been since 1987 that my father passed, and I'm 57 now, and there are, and every day, to some degree, I think of him. I, that might sound crazy, um, but it's true. Uh, but that being said, not necessarily to like, uh, to the degree that I'm, can't function through life, but there's people that I really wanted him to meet. You know, the
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
there's
My dad passed in 2000,
yeah.
and didn't get to see either of my daughters. My oldest daughter, the day of the viewing, is the day we got the call from the doctor to say that my wife was pregnant. So,
Wow.
yeah, he never got to know
Yeah.
that there were grandchildren on my side. He never got to meet them. And I think he would have liked to have seen them, definitely. And they
Yeah.
would have liked to have seen
I
him.
have no doubt. I remember my my mother. Um, she got to meet one of her grandchildren, um, and I always looked at the death of my mother differently than the death of my father. Wow, talk about tangents, huh? So,
We
but I
are here.
always,
This is cathartic for everyone.
that's true. I always looked at their deaths differently. Uh, my my father, as I've previously stated, a malignant brain tumor. Absolutely no choice in the matter. My mother, um, she went as far as she could with kidney dialysis, and she looked at me one day and she said, "I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this. I'm tired." And I looked at her and I said, "Uh, you sure about this? I mean, you're about to have, your second grandchild." And she looked at me and she said, "Just tell them that I love them." And I have. Excuse me.
That was interesting timing.
No, timing is everything. Anyway, anyhow, I have. I've made a point to tell them that she loved them, and tell the people you need to tell that you love them. Very important here.
Yes, yes.
Just
And
saying.
don't be afraid to shed those tears.
Absolutely.
You're
Like
not
we're doing now.
you're not any less manly if you're doing
Oh,
that. In fact, I say that makes you more of one.
oh yeah. If you hide behind something like that, I mean, it's ridiculous. Friggin'
Yeah.
ridiculous. You
So
know?
thank you guys for joining us. We have cheered everyone up today, apparently. So thank you, and until next time, everybody, take care.
Indeed. It's a universal thing. Know that you're loved and tell the ones that you need to tell that you love them.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in.